Welcome. This is another DoorDash video, episode 15, and we'll be talking about AI versus algorithm, how hidden tips can be hacked and calculated, daily delivery, and also update with the daily delivery report. Just here, former CEO, former business owner, former business builder, and former business developer, current business consultant for those that want to actually talk about business ideas. So let's start with the AI versus algorithm. So I pulled up here on Google was the difference with those are the definitions of an algorithm and AI versus ML, which is algorithm written program. The difference become clear. In short, a regular algorithm simply performs a task as instructed, while true AI is coded to learn to perform a task. He follows up with different algorithms as one program to learn to perform a task using training data. So, in other words, because it's kind of like a lot of foreign language, a true AI is capable to actually follow instructions and make decisions and bounce from various different programs as he's programmed, where algorithm is actually just based to follow true or false, in other words. So if this is true, then we take this uh, this rule. If it's false, then we take another rule, and it's kind of pretty much one after one bunch of trues or false built out for algorithm. In other words, when we talk about um, here in DoorDash, so in other words, if the trip is 3 miles, then we'll show up to, let's say, $6.25. Um, that's including tip and everything. If there's more than that, then we'll hide. But let's say there's a, but if we are hiding more than $5, then we're going to add another 25 cents on top of that. So right now we're going to show for 3 miles, 6.50. Let's say if we are hiding $10, uh, uh, of tip outside of the 625, then we will actually show 675. So you guys kind of getting the idea that's if, then we do this, if, then we do this, if we do this. But looking at the DoorDash algorithm, it always starts and it bases on the mileage. And then it bases on the total amount for the order with tip and everything. And then it actually makes a decision. Are we going to show one, two, or three? Also, it actually looks at the stage. If we are very busy, we might show more. Then we also have, uh, those are extra, what do they call them? Extra dollar per trip, extra $2 per trip, those promotions. Then there's also promotion. So we have if we have a promotion, they only add an extra whatever the promotion is. So there's always about what if. And those are ifs we can calculate and discover if we can develop enough of data to discover them. So now kind of want to give you guys a little background so you guys can understand that when I'm talking about algorithms, is I actually know what I'm talking about. There's a company called United First Financial, and about 15, 16, 17 years ago, they started a network marketing company using a system to help people pay off their home faster than 30 years. Because if today, majority people will never pay off their home because they always refinance or they upgrade to another home. So it's kind of like an endless game where in another country like Australia, uh, majority people there pay off their home in less than 10 years. So they actually looked at there's this concept and they came out here. They actually claimed that their algorithm is so complex and so unique that there is nobody can actually break it. So when and it's the company, I'm not sure it's still located in Salt Lake City, but it was actually in Salt Lake City, and I lived in Boise at the time. So when the CEO and management and actually the owner of the company came out to Boise to meet the team in Boise, and after the meeting, we were invited to lunch. So during the lunch, I pull out my laptop and I actually show him in Excel spreadsheet exactly the same numbers that the program does with the algorithm on their website based on calculating how to pay off. And I actually show them where there's actually a mistake in the algorithm. And also that time they rolled out that you can use credit card, and I actually showed by using a credit card in certain situation will cost a client even more than actually using a home equity line of credit or personal line of credit. So when I actually showed that to him, he said, "You know what? Can I record a video?" Yeah, I said, "Sure." So he recorded a video, and I kind of went through all that again, and he went to Salt Lake City. I moved on to do my own things. About a year later, I discovered that the company no longer pushing the product the way they're actually pushing. And 15, 16 years later, I'm going to the website. I'm still seeing they're still using the same name. Uh, Actually, hold on. This is the First Financial right there. But yeah, that's the one. But that's somebody's website. It's not. Oh, yeah, I guess I was actually talking. So use United First Financial, which is right here, United First Financial. But I'm not sure if I see even their corporate website anymore. So that's gonna give you guys an idea of that I actually good with numbers and I can actually do miracles with numbers. So as we discussed, and oh, that's not you guys of interest. Where are we going now? Uh, kind of. I gotta look at list. So coming to a point and to DoorDash, I can say that algorithms can be figured out, can be duplicated, and can be broken. So what I'm trying to say is, if I can get enough of data coming in of hidden tips orders that actually were taken and they were proven that they actually hit a tip, I can actually put together and put together a list that we can actually accomplish. Here's a couple example of some of the orders today, which honestly I did a lot better today than yesterday, but I did not hunt for those hidden orders. Be honest, I don't think I actually sat and wait for the whole day, maybe 3 5 minutes for orders. All the rest of the time, I was actually constantly just driving, driving, and driving. Of course, today was also a better day and it was a busier day. So let's look at this. So we had an offer at the Taco Time for $7. They actually added. I took on another $5 because I needed to kind of get back to the area. I do not like to be stay, so I just took in whatever just to um, end up there. So let's actually look at that. So the first order that I took for $7 turned out to be 9.25. So the $7 order, 3.5 miles. So we had that extra half a mile. That extra half a mile changed the price from 6.25 to 7 as a hidden. And then we had that add-on, which I took that in. So the first order We got 925. So there was actually additional $2 on top of that. The second one had no evidence of actually being having a hidden order. But something that I changed today compared to hunting for those orders, I kind of tried to take orders that made sense, targeting and focusing to maximize my dollar amount. So as you guys can see, I started at 5. At 5:55, I had $14. So my first hour was not so great. So let's look at so that's so we had another offer of 6.5 miles, 1050, and that delivery turned into $20. Again, 6.5 miles. I want you guys to actually, and I'll actually even show you how to actually even start creating yourself the data. But of course, if we can combine the data, we can actually create it a lot faster than every single one of us created by ourselves. But if you look at 650, remember everything starts with mileage. So how many miles for the total trip? What DoorDash says. So based on 650, that means 1050 is a maximum. Now we need to look at maximum if we're busy or we're not busy. We're paying extra or not. So 650, 1050, that turns out to 2050. There is no additional pay. So we understand that this is probably a stage one, maximum stage two offer. And to identify stage one or stage two, that would be that if for that same mileage, 650, you had another number, let's say during a slow launch, that's 650, but only showed 9 and then paid out 20. Then you would say, okay, so this was a stage one. This is actually a stage two because right now we're in busier stage two status. But I'm guessing because I do not have that list on me right now, but I'm guessing this is stage one still because for 6.5 miles on a stage two, I believe it should be around $14, $15, somewhere in that area. So let's actually go further down. So that turned to be $20. Be honest, my first $18 highest tip, which is $18 in Lexington. I had in Danville a couple times $20 tips, but Lexington, that's my first high tip. Now we got another offer, 6 mile 14. Here we're gonna go back to that order, and here's two orders. So pretty much we know that that these orders are averaging about $7 a piece for 6 miles. Um, there might be so pretty much it's pretty much 3 miles if you break down the two deliveries between. So for 3 miles, $7. That means there is a possibility one order being with a hidden tip, or maybe both orders having a small hidden tip. So let's see what actually happened. Oops, where did we were right there. So the first order we had but this turned out to be a peak time. So now that 14 order reality is $12. $12, 612. There's not really, but something that DoorDash recently has changed. The $1 peak pay, they no longer uh, calculates towards hidden tip. And here's actually show because if we took that $1 away from each order, that means these orders were $6 a piece. That means neither one of them qualify for the tip, or at least one of them, right? But we have this one with an $8 tip, $7 with a $7 without it if we took the peak pay. So we have a little tip there. Then we came back with a second order, and we also have $8. So if we see both orders had a $1 hidden tip. So they are changing algorithms. They're trying to figure. They're seeing that we are breaking the algorithm. We are figuring it out, and they're trying to constantly change it and alter it to make it harder to calculate. So in this case, um, that's where we stand right now. So now I got another order 5.8 for 9.5 miles, and that was a 9.5. So in really, that was a 5.8 miles for 850. Was below it should have been for 5.8 around $10 or so. So yeah, but for me it was a good take because hey, it was a quick delivery, $10 in the pocket. I look sometime, is it worth to deliver even if there's no hidden tip? But at least it's a guaranteed in my pocket. It's a quick delivery and make it worthwhile. So I want to actually go back and so we started. What was it? We started at 5. By 7 o'clock, so by 7 o'clock we got this offer by 6:55. By 7 o'clock, I already had. Come on. Oh, doesn't show what I have. So let's say 7:16. I had $60. So I didn't. The first hour, if you guys remember, I did really bad. But the second hour, I pushed myself to about what, almost $30 an hour before expenses. Now, and we already talked about 950. Then I got another 725 and was still, I believe, under $1 tip. So I actually turned this was at 625. 2.7 miles. They added another 575 on top, which 575 does not qualify. But was, if you guys kind of look, pick it up here, drop off here. I took it. It was at least worth it for me. I did that 725. Turned out to be another hidden tip in it. Then that 575 I completed with no tip. And that brought me by 749 to $74, as you guys can see. And then I got another order, Pisoni Italian restaurant for 625, which again, right now we do not have peak time, so 625, and that, and then they added another order on top of that, and there's a story about this order, which again 625. Actually, let me look at. So here's, so that's that first 625 turned into 750. The second order, which I do not have delivery because it turned out to be the cancel, it was a pickup at the same location and drop off at the restaurant same location. So I called the customer to get an address. It was a 45-minute one-way drive just to deliver that. Called DoorDash. Um, I'm not sure exactly because first of all, it was really hard to hear the guy. It looks like he was using noise cancellation. He had a lot of noise background in the area, so it was kind of like cutting his pieces of his words out. So my understanding was he said just go ahead, drop it off at the restaurant because that's what it tells you, and finish the delivery. I just turn around to do that, and then I get a notification your delivery canceled and start sending me new deliveries. So I kind of like, okay, now where do I take it? Since now I don't have a place to take it to, even though I know it's restaurant. But so I ended up with a canceled order that was actually in my vehicle. Now here's another. Oops. So then I got another order of Mi Piquiana Hacienda. So another Mexican restaurant. I with a 725 4.3 miles. I took that order, dropped it off, which again had no hidden tip. So that took me into 4 hours of working with 89.50 plus the $7 for that canceled order. So put me at about 96 $97 somewhere. $97 I guess for the day for 4 hours. Before expenses about 20. Let's actually the calculator. So 90, I believe 97 divided by 4. So about 24 bucks an hour before expenses. As you guys do know, I drive an hour from where I live, and then I have to go back an hour home. So that put that 97 divided by 4 6 hours. So that gave me before vehicle expense 16 hours. After vehicle expense, probably gonna put me around 14 12. I'm not sure where kind of actually going to put me. I have no clue. I haven't done that part. But that's my outcome for the day. So guys, when somebody tells you, "Oh, it's impossible to figure out the algorithm of DoorDash, how they where we can calculate for the tips," yes, we can. I know Santiago does it, um, and a lot of other drivers does it, and it can be figured out. And it always starts with mileage. So if you look, guys, start looking at the mileage, start looking at the offers. When you take those orders, look if there was a hidden tip, and start recording those dollar amounts that it was showing when there was a hidden tip at an offer, and you will start creating yourself a list for what the mileage is and where do they stop, and what dollar amount they start hiding tip at. So guys, be blessed, be successful. If you guys want to start working as a team on this, I really would love to be a part of it and help you guys create that list quickly. But that means we need quite a few people so we can actually start compiling data and reaching those results a lot faster. Be blessed and talk to you guys next time.